I hope you're enjoying tonight on Trinity. Sigmund, we've got a special guest in studio, so
a special guest. That's right. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to fix my tie here.
Barry Fowler from Taxation Solutions is with us. We've been in the trenches together. Barry was with us at the C.S. Lewis event about a month ago, and he and I were backstage in fear before we had to go on stage and do our presentations, but we both made it through okay, so that was an experience, wasn't it, Barry?
Yes, it was. It was one of those fearful moments, I guess you could say, walking onto a stage and not being able to see your notes or anything.
Not what you expected when you got involved with taxes and you're an accountant, I assume, as Taxation Solutions is about doing taxes. Is that right?
That is correct. I'm an enrolled agent, so I'm used to sitting behind a desk and looking at numbers and helping people save taxes.
Not a lot of drama classes with that, is there?
No, not at all.
But you've got to be a people person.
That's true.
So that you survived. You shined up there, and it could have had something to do with the lighting, but you did very well.
Thank you.
And we appreciate your support of the radio station too, which is why we want to talk a little bit more tonight about who you are and what you do and about Taxation Solutions. Let our audience know, when they're looking for somebody to do their taxes, you're the guy. You're the company to turn to. So tell us a little bit about Taxation Solutions. What's your business about?
Well, Taxation Solutions is just one of our companies, and that business there is a nationwide tax relief company. We solve tax problems for individuals across the country that they're fighting the IRS. The IRS says, you owe money. They may have gone through an audit. They may have done their tax returns wrong or have some other problem and just couldn't afford to pay their taxes. Our other business, which is here locally here in Houston area, is Fowler Tax. Mm-hmm. That business has been in business since 2000, and we've been here helping people with their taxes, small business bookkeeping, payroll, pretty much across the board business services.
Okay. How do Fowler Tax and Taxation Solutions, and I believe you have another company too, don't you, with Maverick Payroll?
Yes, Maverick
Payroll.
All
managed together there by the same company? Or are they separate entities?
They are separate entities. Maverick Payroll is just there to do payroll. It's nobody's favorite thing. It's not even our favorite thing to do, but we have experts that work with us that do payroll for small businesses. Fowler Tax does everything else, the bookkeeping, taxes, for the small businesses and for individuals.
Very good. So if somebody's looking to have their taxes done, they need to speak to you at Fowler Tax.
Yes, they do.
How do they get in touch with you?
They can call us directly at 281-463-3430.
3430?
Correct.
And your website?
Is fowlertax.com. Okay. Really easy.
How'd you get into doing taxes?
Well, it's kind of family. My dad was a CPA. My oldest sister was a CPA, so it was one of those really easy things you can go and do. Most people think accounting is tough. It just was in the blood. I'd done it since I was knee-high to a grasshopper and haven't stopped since.
So you were born with a silver ledger book in your mouth? No?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
I don't know. I don't think it's so easy to me because numbers make my eyes glaze over. So I was never very good at math.
No, not me.
But if you've got the touch, I have a niece who's an accountant. She has the touch. It's like a special gift, I think. So give yourself some credit there. You've got a special gift when it comes to managing all of that minutia and making sure all those details are taken care of. Because when somebody does your taxes, I mean, that can save you a lot of money, or they do it wrong and cost you a lot of money. So they want to come to you to make sure that it's being done right. And that's what you're about, isn't it?
That's exactly what we're about. Some people like to read novels and books, and I like to read tax code.
Do you really? Are you just saying that, or is that something that, you go home and you get in the tub with some bubble bath and a nice tax code book, and you just,
Well, I don't know about a tub and a bubble bath or anything, but... I do get in early in the morning, and we'll look at the tax code, look at the new things that are coming up, be aware of what's going to happen next year, fiscal cliff, you name it. We're always looking at it. We have to be proactive for our clients, not just the small business clients, but also the individuals that we work with year in and year out.
You really do have to be in the know of all because they're constantly changing. I mean, it seems like they always have new regulations and new ways of doing things each year. each tax year. So, I mean, you really have to. And if it's businesses, don't they do quarterly? So you really have to keep up every quarter.
They're doing, businesses are doing quarterly payroll, and we're always having to look at quarterly estimates for our clients year in and year out. The tax code has been kind of interesting the last few years because it's always changes right at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
You can't find a congressman or a senator or even our president that would actually pre-plan anything and say, hey, this is going to be our code going forward, or simplify it or anything else. We'll make a change because we have to at the end of the year for alternative minimum tax or whatever the new code is coming up.
Now, you have to keep up with all of that and stay licensed with all of that also, you and your company?
Yes, as an enrolled agent, we have to take a certain amount of continuing education every year to be able to renew our license. What an enrolled agent is basically we are America's premier tax experts. Above anybody else out there, we know tax law, we know what's going on in the tax industry.
That's good.
That's our specialty.
That's very good. Again, we're talking with Barry Fowler, and FowlerTax.com is the website. And the number to call, it's 281-463-3430 if you'd like to find out more about having either your private business being taken care of with Fowler Tax, or if you'd like your business to be taken care of. You've got your taxes for your businesses to be taken care of as well. That's FowlerTax.com or 281-463-3430. I was going to ask you what sets Fowler apart, but that's what sets Fowler apart, isn't it? You being involved like that and being on top of everything and making sure that you are the premier business for your clients.
Exactly. My staff and I, try to stay on top of every single client that we've got and give them the personal helping touch so that, they know where they're going to be at with their taxes in the future and what's going to happen. The best we could tell, based on what the tax code is and our best guess of what's going to happen in the future as well.
Speaking of which, January 1st, there's a little bit of a hiccup, a little bump in the road coming with the tax code, I hear. They're calling it the fiscal cliff. What's going on there?
Well, the fiscal cliff is all the Bush tax cuts expire. And also on top of that, they have certain budget cuts that are going to have to go into effect if they don't come up to some compromise. I think there'll be some compromise out there. Don't know where it's going to be. We just hope it gets done so that they don't have all the budget cuts that they're going to have to make the budget work. Although it might be good for America to actually tighten the belt. And
but specifically about the tax code, since they're talking about sunsetting the Bush tax cuts, is that going to basically increase everybody's taxes?
Everybody's taxes, from the low-income people to the high-income people. Everybody's going to see it. The first one you'll feel of the year is going to be the 2% that they give you in a reduction in your Social Security tax that you see in your check now every month. That's going away. That'll be the first hit that you see, as well as the tax brackets will increase, and you're going to see a higher withholding.
Wow. Bush was the only president that ever gave me money back. I'm thinking I'm about to give it back again, aren't I?
Exactly. They're going to take everything that they've given you over the last few years, and you're going to repay it over the next 4 or 5.
Well, that means everything goes up too, so that's going to be interesting. And we'll talk a little bit more about this. We're going to have you back on the show, so I'd like to go into whatever a little bit more depth we can go about how people can protect themselves, and what type of changes they can make now that might help them in the next year as things change. So that's again, I want to give your web address and telephone number, Barry Fowler. We're talking today, and it's Fowler Tax. The website, it's FowlerTax.com, or you can call 281-463-3430. That's 281-463-3430. Hope you'll join us again and get some more information about what's coming up, and really good information because, Barry, as you present what's going on in the world today with taxes and what's coming up, people really need to know this, and coming to you now means protecting themselves as these changes do take place, no matter what they are next year, right?
That's correct.
All
I
right.
definitely look forward to being back with you both.
Very good. Barry Fowler, again, that's FowlerTax.com, 281-463-3430. Thanks for joining us tonight. We've got more Trinity coming up in just